Everybody, and welcome back to our sixth video in this course. So here you can see that we are already talk about dope sheet and how we can use dope sheet to manipulate with the keyframes. And now I'm going to show you a little bit more advanced technique for manipulating the keyframes, and that one is going to be graph editor. So first thing that I'm going to do, I will get rid of Suzanne monkey. And by the way, if you want to maximize some of these windows, you can press Ctrl and T and you will have the full screen of your workspace. And if you want to go back, you just need to press Ctrl and space one more time. So now first let's add something to our scene. So with the Shift and A, I'm going to search, let's say for, I will bring simple star to our scene, and now I'm going to rotate it on the Y for 90 degrees and also on the Z for 90 degrees as well. So now I will go and add a new material to it, and let's switch colors on this background as well. So let's make this one, let's see, something like this is going to be fine. And right now if you press N and go under item, you can see that we have different numbers, and I want to apply all the transforms that I did on this star. So if you go under object, you can go under apply, and here you will be able to apply all transforms. And now you can see that we reset all location, rotation and scale to 1, and those are on 0. So first let's try to rotate this around itself. So first I'm going to go on first keyframe, and with I will insert location, rotation and scale. So this is going to be our first pose, and with the Shift and D I'm going to duplicate it on the 60th frame, but I will next go on the 60th frame, and here instead of 0 I will write down, let's say 360. As you can see, it became orange, and here I'm going to press right click, and as you can see we changed the rotation on the Z axis. Right now I think it's a little bit too fast, so here I'm going to go and increase number of keyframes to be, let's say 150. Now I'm going to grab this, I will select this, and with G I will move it all the way till the end. And now if you press space, you can see that we have this simple animation. So right now in between those keyframes is going to be 75th frame, and here I will go and move my star a little bit up to about here. And as you can see, here we have different keyframe, so I'm going to insert keyframes on all of these. And now you can see that our star is moving up and down, and maybe we should go and scale our star, for example here to be 0.5. I will replace that keyframe, and here also same 0.5. so now it's scaling up, and now it's going down again. Also I want to add a little bit more on camera animation. So first I'm going to select my camera, let's see, so this is our camera, and here on our first frame I want my camera to be here, and now on this frame here I want my camera to move slightly up. And now I'm going to go and select my camera here, so this is the keyframe for camera, and with the Shift and D I will duplicate it all the way till the end. So something like this, and here maybe we can go and actually we are going to keep as it is for now. So now I'm going to show you how you can edit those keyframes with graph editor. So first I'm going to select star, and here instead of dot sheet I'm going to change my editor type to be graph editor. So here I'm going to zoom in, zoom out, and if you open it here, you can see that we have those curves that we can manipulate in order to change the settings of it. Also, I'm going to press A to select everything, and in order to see them, so you can see how big it is, I'm going to press normalize, and now I will zoom in, and here I will be able to see all those. So right now I'm going to turn to hide all of this, and here you can see that, for example, if we select this one here, so you can see that all of them, X location, Y location and Z location are here, but the only thing that are changed is going to be this Z location. So you can see that here you can see that our Z location, I'm going to hide all of this. So now, as you can see, we have 3 keyframes, 3 dots. I'm going to zoom in so we can see it clearly. So first dot, second dot, and the third dot. So those dots are basically keyframes, and you can see the Z location is turned on. So this is the only active curve, active keyframe that we can manipulate. And for example, we can go and grab this one, and for example we can go and press G and pull this up. So let's say to about here, and you can see that it goes way too up and coming way too down. So let me just zoom out so you can see it clearly. So you can turn off this one here, and here if you go in on this 75th frame, you can see that this one, if you move this curve up and down, you can see that also the value on the Z is changing. So basically, because this is 2D, we cannot use G and Z to lock it on the Z. Instead of that, we are going to use G and Y to manipulate this curve here. So also, for example, if you want, we can go and change the starting point of this one here. So for example, if we want our star to go down from beginning, so we can go on our first frame, and here you can see that instead of writing down and replacing keyframes here, we can go and change the location on the Z just by moving this graph editor up and down with the G. Also, we can do the same here and here as well. So basically here 0 means 0, and if you go here on 75th frame, you can see that our value is right now to about 4.8, and it's to about here. You can zoom in to see it that we have the same value on this graph editor as well, and those are keyframes, and those here are numbers that show us value of it. So basically, instead of working with those manipulators here and writing down, here we can have better preview of all of these settings. And here, for example, we can go and you can see that we have, when we select keyframe, we have those 2 dots as well, and those we can also manipulate. So let me just show you real quick. So you can see that our line is coming very narrow and later on is slowing down, so it means that it will go faster and at the end it will slow down. So for example, what we could do, we could go and select this one here, this curve here, and for example we can go and pull this down, or actually we can go and pull it up. So right now you can see what's going on. So basically this star is coming out of frame, so I'm going real quick to just zoom out and here I'm going to scale this one. So you can see actually that this star is going up a little bit higher than we want, and basically this handle is controlling the behavior of it. So also you can scale it down, and for example if you want this one to go a little bit slower down, we can go and just rotate it, but as you can see we cannot manipulate the only this one, and in order to change that we will need to change the handle type. So here I'm going to select this middle keyframe, and if you press F, actually if you press V, you will be able to change different handle types. So for example you can set free, and right now if you select this one, you can now see that the only handle that is changing is going to be this one here, and also we can go and do the same for this one here. And as you can see, it's quickly going down and it's slowly coming till the end. Also here for example we can go, and if we want our star to stay a little bit longer in the air, we can go, and you can see it's staying longer and now real quick going down. So basically for those types we can go and change interpolation mode. So right now I'm going to select all of this, and actually I'm going to turn on scale as well, and here actually I will deselect those, and I want to select all of this, and I want to delete those keyframes because I want to have only available Z location. Actually we can go and even delete those as well that we don't need. So let's only work on the Y location in order to explain the whole animation process with graph editor and curves. So here, as I already mentioned, we have those curves, and here we made a little mess, and now we can go and fix it. So here if you press T, you can see that we have different keyframe interpolation, and here we can see how our lines are going to look like when we change the interpolation mode. So for example, if we press constant, now if you play this animation, you can see that we have constant curves, and for example if you go all the way, you can see that nothing is changing. Only the thing that is changing is going to be on the 75th frame and on our last frame when it goes down. So those types of interpolation modes are very useful when we start adding keyframes to our scene, but later on we will need to change it. So for example, let me just clear my camera keyframes. So now we have only our star in focus. So this is how our constant interpolation mode works, and for example if it's set to linear, you can see that the speed of it is going to be the same all the way, and those type of animation are good for example loop animation. So you can see that it doesn't change any speed when it's going up and down, and you can see that we don't have any changes here. It's actually just going straight until the next point, and here for example we can go and pull it up and down and play with those settings as well. And here if you set to Bezier, and also this one here, we are going to return to original position. So here I'm going to change this to align. Now I'm going to rotate it as well. Also this one here, I will just go and actually we can go and select all of this, and now I'm going to press S, Y and 0 to make it flat. Also we can do the same on the other side as well, but it's already flat there. And now I will go and press S, Y and 0 here, S, Y and 0 to make it flat, this one here. And now for example we can go and scale this on the X, actually move it this one to the X, So now as you can see, it's slowly going up, and now it starts slowing down until the end. So right now we can go and change different type of interpolation mode on this middle one, and now you can see that immediately going down, and after that it's slowing as well. So you can play with all of these settings. So here we have circular, we have cubic, back, bounce. Here for example you can see that we have bounce up, it's going up and down, and basically those are the finesse that you can use for smoothing out your animation. And also one more thing that I want to mention, in graph editor you can press N, and here you will have modifiers, and basically here we have a couple of modifiers that we can use. We can use limits, noise, cycles for making cycle animation, and so on. So for example, if you select noise and if you play this animation, you can see that we have noise on our curve, and it's basically immediately changing the values. So those sometimes can be useful. For example, if you animate camera that is moving, shaking or something like that, you can use this one here. And for example, you can change let me just move this so we can see it, all of these shortcuts. So here for example we can increase the scale of it, we can increase the strength, you can see how this curve is behaving here. You can change the offset of it. You can also press right click to unset and reset to default. You can change the phase and also depth of it, and here you can just cancel it because we don't need it right now. So also here you can also add all of these markers, and also you can select everything linked and so on. And now you can go and render the whole scene out. And here for example, let's try to turn on shadow, and right now I'm going to go and pull this all the way up, and I will just go and change my camera type. So here I will go and for example move my camera let's try somewhere else. So let's say to about here. I'm going to keep this one here. Actually we don't need now backdrop, now we can use only the simple plane. Let's make it orange, and now I will just go and pull it down, so like this. And also I want to add rotation on this one on 75th frame. So here I will go on our first keyframe, I will press I for inserting rotation, also on the last frame, but here on the 75th frame I want to go and press plus, and here we can go and insert the keyframe for 180 degrees, and on our last keyframe we can go and write down plus 180, and here we can go and add one more time plus 180, and here I will just go and replace the keyframe. So now you can see that our star is rotating and now is bouncing back. And also for example for this one we can go and turn on ambient occlusion and bloom, and also screen space reflection. So let's go and add a little bit emission as well. Actually, we cannot do it like that. We will need to select our star first, and here actually I will keep it off animation for now on this one here. And now we can go and change our output file to be animation. I'm going to change the name of this one, second animation. I will keep file format AU JPEG, and here I will render our second animation for this course. So that's it about this video. Stay tuned, because in the next video we are going to create a little bit more complex animation and we will have another project to work on.